If you have been thinking about doing a home improvement project but have been wondering whether the project is going to pay off, you need to watch this. Some updates might bring your zero return, and worse yet, some can even lower your home value. In this episode, I'm going to talk about projects that don't pay off, especially if you're planning to sell in the near future. But before we go over the list, there are 3 rules you need to remember before you start any project. So let's take a look. Number 1, you don't want to overspend for your neighborhood. So if your home is too nice compared to a similar home nearby or in your neighborhood, it is almost guaranteed that you won't be able to get your money back. Let me give you an example. If you live in a condo and then you plan to do a whole house renovation, and the materials that you choose are mostly the high-end materials that people use for a luxury single-family home. And if you have the budget and you are going to do it for your own enjoyment, by all means go for it. But just remember, by the time you need to sell your condo, don't expect to get all your money back. Number 2, avoid borrowing. Over the years, I have seen my clients sometimes borrow a small amount of loan for their renovation projects. Well, in some situations, it makes sense. However, for the majority of the homeowners, you're better off to have a go and then save up the money and then to use that money to pay for your renovation projects, because you don't want to be underwater when the market is trending down. And number 3, your timeline matters. So to do the renovation for your own enjoyment versus to do the renovation to get your house ready for the market are 2 different things. So if you plan to live in the house for 10 plus years, then your decision might be different from someone who is planning to sell in the next 6 to 12 months. So your timeline matters, and use your timeline as a guideline to help you come up with the appropriate budget. So let's take a look at the 9 projects that don't pay off. Number 1, high-end landscaping. Landscaping absolutely can help you boost the curb appeal. However, you can overspend so easily. So here are the things that you need to be careful about. Number 1, custom water features or koi ponds. Those are expensive to install and expensive to maintain. Number 2, outdoor kitchen or fancy built-in grills. Only a small pool of buyers see value in them. And number 3, elaborate landscaping. Those fancy landscaping might look beautiful to you, but in the eyes of the potential buyers, all they see is extra work and the additional cost for maintenance. So just you be careful when it comes to landscaping. And the rule of thumb is that keep things simple, tasteful, and choose to do the kind of work that is typical for your type of house in your neighborhood or in your local area. Number 2, smart home lighting. I love smart home tech, and in fact, I have a few myself. But the problem is they get outdated so quickly, and sometimes even within 1 year. Plus, not every buyer cares about this, so you can never get your money back. If you like to have those smart home tech for your own enjoyment, go for it, but don't expect them to help you raise your home value. Number 3, swimming pools. This is all depends on the location. Here in the Northeast, because we have a clear cold winter and a warm summer, and so that means that the majority of the year, the outdoor pool is just sitting there. We cannot use it. So to the potential buyers, it carries some value, but not a whole lot. Whereas in the southern state, totally different story. In fact, in certain area, a pool is almost expected. But either way, don't go overboard. because here are things that might hurt you financially. Number one, huge pool that takes up almost the entire backyard. And number two is oversized hot tubs. And number three is an expensive, complicated design. All these can potentially hurt you when it comes to resale. Number four, solar panels. Yeah, I love clean energy, and I love to lower my electric bills. But here's the reality check. So the average return on solar panel is between 10 to 20%. And it usually takes between 6 to 12 years to break even. If you're not planning to stay long term, think twice. In addition, I'm not a big fan of leased solar panels because they tend to turn off potential buyers. Plus, they're going to lower the credit that you might get from your utility company. Number five, sunrooms. Sunrooms are a classic, it depends kind of a project. If it is a basic all-screened in porch, that brings enjoyment, but don't expect it to bring much value to your property. If it is a fully insulated four-season sunroom, it will bring you some value, but just need to make sure that is a typical thing in your local area. Number six, unusual bold paint color and wallpaper. I love bold design choices. Your home should feel like you. However, if you're planning to sell soon, just keep in mind that today's buyer often prefer neutral colors. So if you painted your walls with a bold color, and then by the time you need to sell, you will need to repaint before you put the house on the market. So that kind of money, probably you're not going to get back. Number seven, flooring, especially carpet. Carpet is inexpensive, but the problem is that today's buyer usually don't want it. And they are looking for hardwood floor, laminate floor, or other solid surface flooring. If you have an old carpet that needs to be replaced, please don't get more carpet. Unless it is in an area that is still, feel comfortable to have a carpet, such as a bedroom. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste of money. Number eight, combining or converting rooms. Be careful when you combining two bedrooms. So be careful with the following. Combining two bedrooms into one bedroom, that will lower your home value because the number of bedrooms matters. And then the other one is converting a garage room into a living space. Big mistakes, especially in the area where people expect to use the garage for either storage or for parking. And next one is turning your dining room into an office or a gym. Well, it could be good for you, but don't expect to get your costs back. Number nine, high-end updates in a modest home. So when it comes to updating your home, consistency is key. So if your overall home is kind of dated, don't just spend money in one particular area. For instance, don't expect an ultra modern bathroom to magically raise the value of your property if the rest of your home is dated. Spread your costs evenly across the home to get the best return. So that's the 9 projects that usually don't pay off if you're not careful. And at the end of the day, your home is more than an investment. It is a place for you to live, enjoy, and make memories. If you're adding a fancy built-in grill brings you joy, go for it. If you're thinking about selling soon, keep resale in mind and spend wisely. If you're not sure which project will pay off in your neighborhood, reach out. I'm always happy to give your advice so you can make a wise decision for your situation. Besides, if you have been thinking about selling your home and to buy the next one, and there's a video that you might want to check out that talks about the mistakes that you want to avoid if you are in that kind of situation. All right, so until next time, take care.